The Thing is your favorite movie, right?
Yeah, it's my favorite of all time.
That's fair. That's a good choice.
It's really good. I just love Kurt Russell as well.
Oh, yeah. Escape from New York, of course, very relevant to our conversations.
Which you still need to watch, I think.
Oh, I've seen it. It's just been a long time.
Well, I think you need to see it as an adult.
That's fair.
If you saw it as like a kid, like a teenager and below, I don't even like. I hesitate to call that seeing a movie sometimes because, like, your perspective is so fucking different as a kid or a teenager that you don't really appreciate. I mean, hell, even movies that I saw when I was a young adult, like late teens or mid teens, I think I didn't appreciate them like I should have.
I totally get what you mean. Appreciate is the right word. Oh, fuck me! I thought he was gonna do the big shot, but no. Alright, here we go. Okay. So, my favorite movie... Oof. I think it's a toss-up between three, and it's, either Robert Eggers' The Lighthouse. Wow, that is a wide hitbox!
Well, he goes up and down.
Yeah. It's either Robert Eggers' The Lighthouse, Whiplash with J.K. Simmons and, Miles Teller. Or, and this one's for a very different reason than the other two. But are you kidding me? Oh my god. Fuck me. Fuck it. Just run it back.
Yeah, you might as well restart.
And the other would be Bernie with Jack Black. I don't think it's the best movie ever or anything. In fact, I do actually have some criticisms of it. But just the vibe of that movie, I can't find anywhere else. And as someone who grew up in the South, which, that's not doxing myself. Have you heard the words I say? It feels so real, It feels so genuine and real to the South, Not that I hold much love for the South of America, Got a lot of problems down here, don't get me wrong. But just seeing the trees, the architecture, the accents, it just hits a spot that movies don't usually hit for me, I still really want to show you that movie, Ricky. I think you'd love it. Or at least get a kick out of it, Yeah.
Yeah, I'll watch it sometime. My other contenders for favorite, I'm a sucker for horror movies.
Oh yeah.
That's my much preferred genre. So the other two are Alien, the original.
All right.
From 1979. And well, I'd say this one is more I don't think it's my favorite movie, but whenever people are looking for like a horror movie and not a scary movie, it's the one I recommend because it is genuinely horrifying.
I'm gonna block this whack ass mix up.
But The Fly from the 80s with Jeff Goldblum is genuinely horrifying. Probably one of the most horrifying movies. I don't know if it's necessarily my favorite.
I've actually never seen that movie, if I'm being honest.
It's really good. Really good movie.
Is it really it's just hard to imagine Jeff Goldblum in anything horror, Not to say I don't think he can do it. He's an amazing actor, but it's silly to imagine.
Well, like, so I distinguish between, I don't know how popular of opinion this is, but I distinguish between horror movies and scare movies. In that horror movies are horrifying. Like they chill you like to the bone. Like you think about something, or it shows you something, and that makes you think, like, oh, if I were in that situation, that'd be awful. Like truly, truly horrible. While scary movies are like more jump scare territory, like Paranormal Activity, or
Conjuring, or something like that.
Yeah. So that's kind of how I separate them. And so like Hereditary,
horror,
mostly horror. It is mostly horror.
For context, Mia and I watched that movie for the first time together over like a Discord call with Ricky. And when the scene came up, you know the one, when it was about to come up, rather, Ricky was like, hey, I gotta go real quick. I gotta go do something. Don't pause or anything. I've seen it before, of course. And he came back like 15 minutes later and was just like, yeah, I didn't have to do anything. I just didn't want to have to watch that. Which is really funny. Which I don't blame him. I don't blame him one bit. Yes! I don't blame him one bit, bro. That shit was awful.
Yeah. It's really bad.
The whale, bro. The whale. Alright. He's cooked. Good boss, though. Genuinely good boss. He got me a few times.
Yeah, that took a second.
Like,
sure.
I like the design. I like the arena. I like the music. The attacks are actually good. You know, they keep you thinking. It's good. Oh, fuck off with the fucking rats! I got beat by a rat, bro. That's crazy.
That is
I hope
crazy.
this is progress. Please be progress. Yeah. I need those lives now. Dingodile was giving me a run for my money and shit.
Yeah, I think he used up 2, maybe.
How many?
2 lives?
Oh no, it was like 4, dude.
Oh really?
That's gonna be like most of an episode. I fucking love this song. It's so groovy. It's just a remix of the other one, but the bass.
So, changing the topic.
Yeah.
How do you feel about like classic horror games like Resident Evil 1, 2, and like the first and second Silent Hill movies? I mean, not movies, games.
I like them. They're not my favorite, for sure.
Like, have you played them, or do you like them as in like you'll watch like a playthrough of them or something?
I've played them a bit, but like, I don't think there's anything inherently bad about them or anything, but like, Signalis, which is very much taking cues from them, but is still doing its own thing. I prefer that, you know, I prefer modernized takes, or like the original Resident Evil 1 remake, right? Love that game. But yeah, I think they're good. I've never finished Silent Hill 2. That's definitely something I should do, you know? Hell, maybe we could even do it on the channel one day, I don't know. I mean, hey, we have a great PS2 emulator right here. Oh, let's go! Let's go!
Oh, nice. Yes. Dude.
We got it again, bro. We got it again. Don't mind me.
Just zooming around.
Just zooming around, bro.
I ask about Resident Evil specifically because I saw in my search for games like with you know, like what we were talking about earlier with like demonic presences like Doom,
yeah, looking
and
for
Diablo.
games that have cool demons.
I believe that's where I saw it. There is a game that is in the same style as like the original Resident Evil game. But it is new. Like, it was made in the last few years, probably. Let me see if I can find it. I don't... remember what the name of it was, and it might not be on this list either.
Fuck. Get fucked. Look at them fucking dogs, bro. What the dog doing?
What the dog doing?
Oh, gee, what is the dog doing? Some of the, like, things they're saying for the acapella sound very silly. They're saying, like, doobie-doo and shit.
Yeah, it's called Tormented Souls.
Okay.
It's the same. It looks like it controls the same way as the original Resident Evil games, with like the camera angles and whatnot, and like the inventory system. And it says, inspired by the original Resident Evil and Alone in the Dark series, Tormented Souls modernizes with a fresh twist on the fixed perspective adventure. And I just found that very interesting. It came out in 2021, almost 3 years ago now. And I honestly, I should have known that there was still a market for, like, I should have known that people were still looking to play that type of game. It's just, I've never tried the original Resident Evil games. I just don't think I would like them.
They can be tough to get into, especially if you're not used to tank controls, which I'm still not really. Like, I wouldn't call myself, like, actually good at it, you know?
Because, like, I haven't seen a lot of Resident Evil 1, 2 gameplay. But what I have seen is a lot of Dino Crisis gameplay.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
I've watched, I don't know how or really why, but I've watched a fair share of videos on, like, retrospectives on Dino Crisis.
Now, listen here, Ricky. I was a dinosaur kid, and very much still am. I want a Dino Crisis remake so fucking bad, dude. I want hyper-realistic RE engine dinosaurs that are scary as shit. And I want it. I want it really bad. Show me the dinos.
Yeah. It looks fascinating. For sure.
Apparently, when I was very small, okay, I would just watch Jurassic Park on VHS over and over again. I just loved it that much. I can probably, yeah, well, speedrun, great. But yeah, I would watch the shit out of Jurassic Park, and I would still watch the shit out of Jurassic Park to this day. I love that movie. Mostly because it's just a great movie, you know? If it was a shitty movie, then I wouldn't be nearly as interested. But I still love dinosaurs. Someone's gonna try and diagnose me in the comments.
So, I've seen the first Jurassic Park movie, but I actually didn't watch it until very recently, like within the past year or two.
Oh, wow.
I never watched it as a kid. And I've also never seen anyone but the first one. I've only seen the first one.
Fine.
I mean, Jurassic Park. Yeah,
that's truly fine.
I've heard that's pretty much the case.
I mean, I like Jurassic World 1 especially, right? But it's still not like nearly the same level. Still good. I like Jurassic World. If you're gonna watch any other one, I think you should watch that. If you like Vince Vaughn, also watch Jurassic Park 2, but, you know.
Yeah, I've heard...
Oh my god, that's so funny.
Checkpoint.
That's really funny. Could you imagine?
I've heard the second one, like, is acceptable.
Yeah, that's how I'd put it. Acceptable is a good word.
It's definitely, it's not, like, iconic or anything. It's just kind of like, yeah, that's
It has iconic scenes, but to call the whole movie iconic would be quite the stretch. There's gonna be some... I mean, we're not quite popular enough for that, but there could very well be someone in the comments being like, no, fuck off, Jurassic Park 2! This is the best ever, which there are people who are like that. They're wrong, but there's great scenes in the movie. I won't deny that. Hey, look, it's Cortex. Okay. Oh, okay, cool. I was like, what the fuck? Yeah, Cortex plays very differently. Yeah, that's his slide. Look at that. That's really funny. Can he just crouch? Yeah. Oh, yeah, he can strafe. Look at that. That's fun. Quite the theme on this fellow.
For sure.
Fuck. Okay. Let's run that back. I forgot you can do charge shots. Also, great detail. He has Uka Uka as his mask buddy instead of Aku Aku. Isn't that fun?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck me. Oh. You know, I did not remember that. Fuck me! Do the thing! Oh my god, never mind. Never fucking mind. This is terrifying. Just don't stop running, Cortex. I believe in you. So what did you think of Jurassic Park 1?
I mean, I liked it. I can see why it's iconic. If I watched it like as a kid, I probably would have been pretty obsessed with it.
Oh yeah.
But I just didn't watch many classic movies growing up, really.
Yeah, I'd say the same. Like, I missed a lot, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't see any of the Back to the Futures till I was like 20, you know?
I still haven't seen them, any of them.
Yeah, I still... Casey's not kidding. They hold up, like, incredibly.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Look at them doing shit with Cortex. Way back in the day, too. You can play as Cortex in 4 as well. And he has, It's a different moveset. It's pretty interesting, actually. He has a gun that can turn enemies into platforms. And depending on what button you press, they either turn into a solid platform or a bouncy one. There's a lot of good, like, puzzle elements with that. Crash 4, good game, man. Good game. I'm not gonna do the YouTuber thing and say the old game is better than the new one. As much as I love Twinsanity, like, nah, bro, come on. 4 clears. But I do really want to appreciate the uniqueness of this game, you know? Like, this game is very different than, pretty much the whole rest of the series, honestly. And that's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Its targeting isn't the best ever, but that's fine. Don't have too much control over it, as you can see. It's very much automatic. I like that that's how you kill that enemy.
Oh, that's what you're doing.
Those singers are for real just saying "but" or "det."
Yeah, I think it's great.
I think this would have been fun to record. Whole soundtrack, really. So... okay. Whee! I'm trying to think of topics. I got Dead Rising recently. I didn't get, like, any... because the remake's coming out, right? And, seeing the comparison videos on YouTube, like the pros and cons, I'm like, I think I'd rather spend $10 on the original than $60 on the new one. If the new one has so many compromises, right? So many things wrong with it. And I didn't get far into it at all, but boy, I've heard the sentiment, Dead Rising 1 was a horror game. It was comedy horror, but it had horror things. And the way that game starts out, it's honestly pretty creepy. both for just what happens and the fact that Frank West is being like extremely apathetic to people dying, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty interesting. I can see why people really fell in love with that game. It's something unique.
I never played the Dead Rising series.
I'm excited to do more.
I remember it.
Okay, oh, fuck me.
You can control the teeth.
No, I couldn't control the teeth. I wish.
Oh,
That'd be
really?
great.
Were you not moving around?
No, they were just going off on their own.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I never played Dead Rising. I remember it being in like Game Informer and stuff around the time it came out.
Okay.
Oh
but my God,
I never got
bro.
to play
Holy
it.
fuck. Does that respawn? Look at it. Look at that. Look at that crawl. That man knows what he wants. So you never got into Dead Rising.
But zombie games, I was into zombie games. Good example that I don't think gets a lot of love.
Mm-hmm.
It might, but is the Dead Island series.
Yeah, you know, I feel like you're right. I feel like I just don't see many people talking about that series, you know? You know, I feel like as a kid, I'd see commercials for it all the time. Or maybe I'm thinking Dead Rising again.
I think you probably are thinking Dead Rising.
Yeah.
I feel like Dead Island.
I remember one of them had a really good commercial where it was like an 80s song and it was very like happy. And it was a guy who just like pulling a chainsaw out of his car and just starts fighting a horde of zombies as the camera pans like away like a drone shot. I couldn't. If I find that commercial, I definitely won't be able to play it because that's very much a licensed song, whatever it was. But what are these creatures, by the way? Are these like frog things?
They look kind of like frogs, but
they're hopping. I don't know. They kind of look like plushes too.
But Dead Island, you know, the original, because they recently re-released it.
Oh, really?
Or not re-released. They made a